Welcome to CBN4's Primetime News. I am Sheena Harry. Renowned calypsonian Anthony Mighty Gabby Carter says although in recent times soca has been attracting larger crowds than that of calypso, soca songs lack melody and comprise mainly of drums and a hook line.
Unfortunately, sometimes they suffer from lack of melody, which allows the songs to remain parochial. In other words, they don't extend or augment themselves into areas outside of the Caribbean. Our music did. Our music, like I was in China, for example, a few months ago, and they know some of the music. You go to Africa, they know the music. You go to Venezuela, they know the music. This is not so yet with what they call calypso. Really what they're playing is ring bang. Again created by Eddie Grant, but they call it soca.
Carter said Sparrow, Kitchener, Crazy, David Rudder, Marshall Montano in his early stages, King Short Shirt and the list goes on, all sang calypso before, but for some reason they do not want to give Eddie Grant credit for creating the ring bang that changed it all. According to Carter, artists calling ring bang calypso is a mistake. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Harold Geest, is of the view that the coconut industry needs urgent rehabilitation. Geest made the statement during his presentation at a recent workshop on coconut planting material. Coconut is used for coconut water, for virgin coconut oil, and I had a discussion with a cardio official, and he was also talking about the other aspects like the trunk of the coconut tree and all the things we throw away like coconut leaves, but the entire coconut tree has a lot of usage. In this country, I know we have a problem with red palm mite in coconut and lethal yellowing, which we need some resistant varieties for these types of conditions. Geest said he is aware Dominica has a problem with red palm mite in coconut and lethal yellowing, which we need some resistant varieties for these types of conditions. And according to the Permanent Secretary, we need to rebuild even better coconut industry, one that is also sustainable for Dominica. In other stories, after months of hard work, Domlec can finally report that its hydroelectricity system located in the Roseau Valley is now fully operational again. Generation manager of Domlec, Dave Stamp, said the hydro system was severely damaged during last year's passage of Tropical Storm Erica.
The hydro system was almost annihilated. One of our main power stations, power station, inundated the landslide, covered up and made inoperable. So this was a daunting task for us because we did not want to be short on hydro generation for too long and having to run more diesel stations, more diesel units and raising up the fuel surcharge. So we worked tremendously, the Domlec team, especially the generation team worked throughout the night, throughout the weekend, and brought in some help.
Stamp said the hydro system is very important to Domlec as it is the natural way of producing electricity and also aids in the reproduction or reduction of fuel surcharge on utility bills of consumers. 30 students are now better skilled following their participation in a one-day costume building workshop organized by the National Bank of Dominica. Facilitator of the workshop, renowned costume builder and coordinator of the Costume Builders Mass Camp, Danley Guy, said the workshop was funded by the Ministry of Education, the National Bank of Dominica, and Discover Dominica Authority.
We are introducing the children to costume building, the basics of costume building, so that they can go ahead and build school bands and anything they want to do for Carnival. Things like headpieces, backpacks to carry their costumes, papier-mâché, origami, building headpieces, simple parts of the whole.
Guy said he is hopeful that in the future, at least some of the students who participated in the workshop will venture into the business of costume building. According to Guy, such workshops should be hosted on a more frequent basis. The schools which participated in the workshop included Convent Preparatory, Pioneer Preparatory, Isaiah Thomas Secondary, Convent High School, Roseau Primary, St. Mary's Primary, and Castlebruce Primary School. Still on the way, health insurance scheme is in the pipelines. A draft for National Abattoir reveals need for poultry farmers. And a suspect turns himself in after American woman killed. Details coming up when CBN4 returns.
Come on, honey, let's go. We're late.
Yes.
Make the right choice. Use a condom.
A message brought to you from the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, reminding you to be safe this carnival.
Everybody get your taste buds ready. Swiss flavor, taste the better quality. It's so good, so yummy, tummy good. Makes every meal you make better, like you know Swiss could.
Make your taste buds smile with the tantalizing flavors of Swiss regular or spicy ketchup, mouth-watering barbecue sauce, mustard and mayo. Easy to use in a no-mess pouch. That's why it's always
better because it's Swiss. Better because it's Swiss.
Thanks for staying with us. Bail has been granted to two individuals who were jointly charged for the importation of ammunition. Catherine Humphreys of Layu and Tracy and Etienne of Canefield were brought before the magistrate Bernard Paquette on Monday, 25th January 2016 at a Roseau Magistrate Court. According to the charge read, 19 rounds of 12-gauge ammunition was found in Etienne's possession on 22nd January at the Roseau Ferry Terminal without a valid license. Both defendants pleaded not guilty to the charge and were granted $10,000 bail each. As part of the bail conditions, Humphrey is to surrender her passport and report to the St. Joseph Police Station every Monday and Friday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Etienne, who was ordered to report to the Roseau Police Station, was not asked to surrender her travel documents. Bennett Seaman of Pennville, who was arrested on suspicion for possession of firearm and possession of cocaine with intent to supply, has been charged. Seaman was arrested when officers of the Drug Squad section of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force executed a search warrant on his premises in Pennville. He appeared before Magistrate Bernard Paquette on Monday, where he was charged with possession of ammunition, possession of a firearm, and possession with intent to supply 30 kilograms of alleged cocaine. According to the charges read, Seaman was found in possession of one Marlin 44 rifle and .357 ammunition. The approximate street value of the alleged cocaine is said to be $801,000 EC dollars. Bail was opened to Seaman in the sum of $100,000. Attorney at law Wayne Nord, who represented Seaman, told the court that they will return to court to make an application for bail when a suitable surety could be found. Seaman has been remanded in custody until then. His trial is set for May 19, 2016 at the Roseau Magistrate Court. Minister for Health Dr. Kenneth Daru says a health insurance scheme for the country is being considered. Daru stated the Pan American Health Organization has been assisting Dominica on the way forward for the program. The health minister noted that a health insurance scheme will ensure the best health care for the entire population. Daru explained that the national health insurance policy will allow optimal care for all Dominicans. According to Daru, the Ministry of Health has come to recognize that over the years there have been a number of systems in place for assisting people who need health care. This health scheme will cater specifically to Dominicans who are not able to afford the conventional medical insurance policies. Daru assures that this system will make provisions for these individuals. Following weeks of investigations and research with regards to the operation, production, and marketing plan for the National Abattoir, consultants have come up with its first draft business plan. Consultant Nadia Paquette Ansem, who spoke mainly on supply, says livestock production presents significant opportunities for profitable investments in agriculture business for farmers, which will generate economic, social, and environmental benefits to retailers and consumers.
What we've recognized during the past 2 weeks in terms of our investigation is that there are some critical factors affecting production, whether it may be broiler or pig farmers. We've recognized that along the production supply chain, the number of producers and the variances in the distribution of, in terms of the agricultural regions is something that we need to pay critical attention to. The type of stocks that farmers currently have and that are necessary in terms of enabling some level of sustainability in terms of your cost of production at the farm level and the viability of product actually moving to the abattoir is also something that we see as being significant for consideration.
Paquette Ansem stated the number of batches a farmer grows is critical to what the needs of the abattoir are, as well as the consumers. A total of 62 farmers were profiled, and the overall finding states that the local capacity does exist. However, a need to engage over 41 poultry farmers and 28 farmers in terms of production are required to enable a level of sustainability within the first year. Still to come, a look at sports. A call for football teams and clubs to have a medics person present at all football games in the future was issued over the weekend at a medical course by DFA President Glenn Etienne. Etienne said it is important for teams to make themselves available with the medical aspects of the sport.
At the national level, we can do so much, but we expect the clubs to have some form of persons responsible at every of the game, because and like Dr. Judge and the medical person will go further, that you want to save not life, but you want to take care of an injury early as possible, and the continuity is important there, very important, because you would know a player in your team that have got an injury last week before, and you would know how to deal with him. Whereas rather that if we have a medical person, which we try to do at the game, he might just treat you for the present moment. But what happens after? When you go back to your various teams and club, the injury does not end there. You need somebody else to continue it. So that is where the persons from the various clubs and teams are important. And I would expect for those of you here that when you go back to your various teams, that you would pass this knowledge or continue coming to the games and help your various teams.
That was DFA President Glenn Etienne. The course was facilitated by Dr. Coulson George and medics personnel Albert Noel. The defending secondary schools boys volleyball championships, the champions, the Northeast Comprehensive School, made some light work of the Dominica Grammar School yesterday in Marigot as the Sports Division Secondary Schools tournament continues. The Northeast Comprehensive took the match in straight sets, 25-12, 25-16, and 25-19. Meantime, at the Benjamins Park, the Dominica State College had a tougher battle to beat the Portsmouth Secondary 3-1. The final scores 25-23, 19-25, 25-21 and 25-21. Over at St. Joseph, the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School boys edged out the Castle Bruce boys in a 5-set thriller, 3-2. The final scores 25-7, 11-25, 21-25, 25-7 and 15-13. Meantime, in the girls division, Castle Bruce girls beat the Isaiah Thomas Secondary in straight sets, and the Portsmouth Secondary beat the Goodwill Secondary in straight sets as well. The West Indies T20 captain Darren Sammy has been retained for the upcoming International Cricket Council World 2020 tournament in India in March, while the WICB awaits news on the results of tests on Sunil Narin's bowling before announcing their team. The West Indies selectors, headed by Sir Clive Lloyd, are happy to keep Sammy for the premier tournament. The West Indies are currently ranked number 1 in the ICC rankings for T20s, and Sammy has been the man in charge during this climb. On behalf of the entire news staff, thanks for watching CBN4's Primetime News. I am your presenter, Sheena Harry.